So I'm doing a graduate research project on how young people use media, both in digital and in print. So I'm going to ask you a series of questions, and I just want you to answer as honestly as you can and as thoroughly as you can.
Okay.
Okay? So tell me about the magazines that you read.
Usually they're just girly magazines like Teen Vogue and like 17 magazine, stuff like that. Usually because like I love colorful stuff and like that's what attracts me to the magazine. Not really a lot of serious magazines like Times or stuff like that, but
What about them do you like or dislike?
I like the fact that they have a lot of like the stuff of like clothes, what's happening now, like because that's usually what I wear, and like I like how colorful it is, like I said before, but I don't like how like sometimes they use models who are really, really skinny, and you're like, girls don't look like that. And they use a lot of clothes that are like really expensive, and you're like, I have to find something that looks like that, but isn't that. So it's like cheaper.
Okay. What do you think is missing from the magazines you read, or just magazines in general that are being published that you would like to see?
I'd probably like to see more like authenticity, like stuff that are more like real life, like what's happening in real life at someone's high school. Like they pick a particular high school and do a survey on certain stuff that usually would be popular around the time that they're giving it, instead of like saying girls wear this now, girls do that now, but there's really nothing like to back it up besides like the people who are writing the article, and you're like, who are these people anyways?
Okay. Do you find that those magazines provide the information that you're looking for?
Sometimes they do, but sometimes, I mean, the information they give me, it goes through one ear and out the other. Like, they'll give you advice on something, but it won't really work out the way you had planned. Like, you really can't give someone advice on something and expect it to work every single time, but honestly, like, when I read a magazine, like, I'll be on to the next one by the time I finish the first one, so I think it's just mostly, like, magazines, like, girly magazines. I mostly just look at the pictures, and, like, the articles I read, sometimes they're really good and really, like, in-depth, and, like, when they interview someone, I'm like, oh, like, I feel like I know them, kind of, but at the same time, it's, like, still distant.
Okay. What do you think would make it better?
Probably interrelating, like, if you did an interview with some star, like, talk about, like, the normal things they like to do on a daily basis that probably I would like to do on a daily basis, and explaining, like, how, like, that interconnects with their fans, or, like, fashion trends, like, they go out and find people on the street who actually, like, the things they actually wear, because usually they'll do that, but it doesn't look legit. Like, it looks like they asked the model to go stand on the street. But just making it more real, and like providing evidence that it's real, because honestly sometimes you never really know where something's coming from.
Tell me about the ads that you see in the magazines.
Usually ads, like, they cater to like who you are, so like they know they're giving out these magazines to like young girls, so they do like facial cleanser or like a certain makeup and all that, but at the same time those are like photo touched and like retouched, and they're like done so that the model looks perfect, but it's like, I guess I could try and look like that, but I don't really know if I'm going to after.
Is there anything specific you remember about the ads? Is there like an ad that stands out to you?
Usually the only ones I really remember are like the one with like the up close face, like no blemishes, stuff like that. But I think some ads are turning more into like basic, like a girl going to class or something, and like her makeup is looking gorgeous, so you should buy this makeup, stuff like that.
Okay. What would you change about the ads?
Well, just like the magazine, I would want to make it more real. Like, I remember this one ad, actually, where it was like, this ad is the first ad made without retouching, and it was a makeup ad, and you could tell that it wasn't retouched, but you could tell that the makeup, like, worked for the girl. So I actually really like that. Like, they should stop retouching so much and, like, start showing what the makeup, like, actually does.
Okay. Do you, as a young woman, what issues are important to you? What would you like to see covered in magazines?
Definitely body image. I feel like that's one of the top things that magazines cause in the first place, like girls feeling bad about their body image, and so they have to like try and look perfect, try and look like the girl in the magazine. But I remember in, I think, Teen Vogue, they did like an article about body image, and I like really appreciated that. So they should focus more on that, and instead of just giving an article, like actually do something about it, like change the models you're working with, do something that like pick some girls off the street or like from a school and feature them in like the clothes.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Do you spend any time volunteering or participating in any kind of charity or community project?
Well, actually, back home, my family, we have our own community service thing. We were a foundation, and we would give back to kids in Oakland because we wanted to stop violence in Oakland. So we would do like backpack giveaways, like school supply giveaways to keep them in school, and like we would raise money by like selling dinners or breakfasts and like giving that money back to a family in need, doing like Christmas baskets, stuff like that. So that's like one community service project. And then also like I would volunteer at Boys and Girls Club because I feel like if you don't focus on your kids, like that's the future. You need to focus on your kids more than you feel like you're focusing on the adults who are messing up everything.
Okay. How did you hear about the projects that you're involved with?
Well, the first one was made by my family, but school is what directed me towards like Boys and Girls Club because they required a certain amount of hours, and I didn't want to do that like through a family organization. So they gave me like a list of stuff like that was a good community service project, and I was like, oh, Boys and Girls Club. So I went there, and I actually really loved it. Like I volunteered there for like 2 summers, and then worked there for 2 summers.
The foundation that your family started, how did they decide to do that? What prompted it?
Well, my aunt, she's the one who founded it. She always, because we were always a close family, I have like so many aunts. I have like 5 aunts and like 2 uncles. She was like, you know, we're always hanging out, we're always together as a family, why don't we like do something good for our community? And so like she founded the foundation, and she like said, let's like get together, try and raise money, because my family loves to cook, so they were like, let's make dinners and sell them to people so we can give that money to people in need. And it was just a great idea, and like my mom and like all her sisters are like, oh my gosh, let's do it. So
okay. Do you donate any money to other charities that you're not involved with?
Well, right now I'm kind of broke, but when I can, like when there's an opportunity at school, like donate a couple dollars to this, or like come to this event and then the money like profits this, like I'll do that. But usually I'm kind of broke.
When you do have the money to donate, what is it that inspires you to donate it? What makes you want to give money?
I feel like it's more of they show you what they've done so far. They show you like what they do with the money you provide.
Mm-hmm.
They show how active they are, how they contribute to that charity, or how they profit from your charitable donation.
Mm-hmm.
So it's more of like, what do they do with my money, as opposed to like, let me just contribute anyways.
Okay. Anything else you want to add?
I don't think so.
Okay.